Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please like this video. If you aren't subscribed, please do so you don't miss out on a video. Today I want to talk about references. There's two types of references that tenants fill out in terms of the rental application. There's personal reference and there's landlord reference. Personal reference can be, a family or friend. As a listing agent, I would not pay much attention or put much weight on the personal reference because obviously the tenants are gonna, give someone that says good stuff about them. They're not gonna say anything bad. All right, so it's gonna be biased information, so it doesn't hold any value. And then there's landlord reference. This is information that you can get a lot of things from, and this is what can really either break a deal or make the landlord comfortable in terms of closing the deal. Or things that I can gather as a listing agent was that, are they paying on time? Are they party animals, or is there noise complaints, stuff like that? Are they a nuisance? Is there any damages? Stuff like that. Things that could help ease and make it easier for the landlord to say, yes, let's work with them, or no, I'm not comfortable with working with them. That really helps in terms of, again, closing the deal or walking away from the deal. Your first question may be, what if the tenant provides me a fake landlord contact information? Well, there's some ways for me to kind of weed it out and avoid and making sure the landlord chooses an applicant or a tenant that provides valuable information or valuable and accurate contact information. So let's just say, for argument's sake, one of the tenant provides a fake landlord contact information. Before I even contact them, I would know through social media. Social media plays a big role. Whether, you can see if they're friends with them, if they have pictures with them, if they're friends of friends, whatever, right? Being an FBI agent and trying to figure out and see if there's, any funny business or whatever you want to call it in terms of social media. Then I would actually call them. But say I'll call the apartment, which is pretty much the lobby, and the lobby would redirect me to the manager or superintendent. They'll tell me without, making sure that within their constraints, for privacy and security reasons, that they'll give me limited information. But there are ways that, they'll tell me that person does indeed live there and so forth. That's what you want to know. But say it's private and it's a house, someone owns it and they rent it out. Based on that conversation I can have with that landlord, I can see if it matches up with whatever the tenant has given me in terms of when did they first move in, when did they pay, stuff like that they need to have the answers to. And if they're hesitating or they don't give me the right answer or they don't know, right off the bat, red flags. I'm not going to work with them. I'm going to convey that message to the landlord and say, hey, I think this is someone that provided me with a landlord contact information. As a realtor, we have experience working with tenants and landlords, so we know we try to pull a fast one and stuff like that. And yeah, hopefully that answers your question of saying, what if they give us a fake landlord contact information? Also, to add to that, the tenant who's placing it, wants to rent it out, they can do whatever it takes within their reason and means, and they'll do, say if the landlord kind of iffy about it and they want more information. Like, I've heard a situation where, I don't think this person can afford it. Can you provide me a savings account with money or stuff like that? Weird gesture. I personally told my clients that, and then, they didn't want to do it. They don't want to show the money, that they think it's, why should I? We're putting this offer, putting this month's down. I love the place, but no, I don't feel comfortable, and walked away from it, right? But again, not saying in those lines, but that case, the landlord has the leverage. They can ask within reason, hey, can you give us more information, or can we contact another reference or your previous landlord, stuff like that. And as a tenant, you want this place. That's not an unusual request to have. Where did you live before the place you're currently living there? Yes, I see your ID matches with your current address. Do you happen to have another address where you used to live? Maybe I can contact that. Maybe it's a couple. Can I contact hers and his, or his and his, or hers, whatever the case is, right? In terms of also contacting the person where they work. That also gives them ability to kind of say who they are as a character and who they are as a person, right? That also helps build that trust and that confidence in terms of the landlord closing this deal or walking away from this deal, right? It's not always in terms of money, they put maybe $100 more, $50 more, they put maybe 4 months more. you don't know what you're competing with. Maybe like in this video above where I talked about I encountered 8 or 9 offers. So what if, as your listing agent, we run that base that decision 8 or 9, and we have to pick through each one of those and weed out which one's the weakest one or the strongest one in terms of your liking, your standard. It's not always the case that the highest offer wins. One time where someone put $300 more, maybe, there was a person who put $500 more, like $200 more, but that person who put $200 more, put $300, that $200 won because of the reference or because of, the landlord reference or their job reference, kind of give them more of a surety and like a better gut feeling. You never know, right? Hopefully this video kind of gives you the idea that references do play a large role in terms of closing a deal or walking away from a deal. I had a tenant where their first impression, for whatever reason, the landlord didn't like it. They didn't tell me, just said no, they're not interested in working with them, which is fine. The landlord doesn't like it, okay, whatever. It is what it is. There's nothing you can do. Move on to the next one. As a listing agent who represents you as a landlord, I want to make sure I choose the right tenant for you guys. And it's not I choose, it's a collective thing. I gather all the information, I guess evidence if you want to say, and have a conversation one-on-one and say, okay, this is what I think, this is what I gather, this is what they have in terms of this is how much they make, this is how much they're offering, this is how much they're putting up front, this is where they're coming from, stuff like that. And we can kind of build a case and seeing which one we want to go with and work with. At the end of the day, you bought this investment property in order to rent it out, to make that passive income. And we want to make sure you make money and also choose the right tenant. We all heard about with COVID, a lot of people got away with rent free, or it had to go through the landlord tenant board. It's a headache, right? You don't want to go through that. I know you're taking this big risk of renting it out. So I want to make sure I minimize those risks and make sure we choose the right tenant, a tenant that pays on time and much more. And hopefully this video gives you that clarity and also to tenants that references really play a big role. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.